Hi and welcome back to Code Vyxis. My name is Vyxis and I'm about to teach you your first actual plugin. Uh, I will try and do a video. If it's a bigger plugin, then it depends on how big it is. So this time I'm just going to teach you the Hello World plugin, and it's pretty easy. You just learn your first command, you learn what an onEnable, onDisable methods are, and how to implement and how to actually use them. So uh, first of all, last time we made our first Java plugin. Like it's just these three lines with these curly brackets. That's the very basic you just need to know. First of all, what we need to do before we actually go on, we need to make a plugin.yml. Else, if you export your .jar for your plugin and you don't have a plugin.yml and it doesn't know where to start your plugin. So first of all, right click on your project and go to new and get your file. Just this needs to be clicked so you know that it's actually going to be in this project, and just call it plugin.yml. If you have Notepad++, it actually will open in your Notepad++. But we just if you do that, just click it and just drag it into your workspace here, and you see that there's actually no problem anymore. Well, first of all, we're going to fill this baby up, and first of all, when you start creating your plugin YML, you always start with the name of your plugin. So this plugin we're creating is test Vyxis project. So there's test. Oh, I don't need to make typos this time. Project, and we save that part. After that comes the main. The main actually means well, the Bukkit server actually looks at the main for if you have the jar into your plugins folder, where to actually start your project. And the easiest part is how to set this up. It's let me see if I get this right. It's package name, like full package name dot main class. So if you get this, then you're pretty easy to go. So actually, basically, this means the full package, like in which packages is. So it's me.vyxis.tvp. So me.vyxis.tvp, and because we have a main class, which always, in my opinion, is the easiest way to go, is okay. Start in main in the package me.vyxis.tvp. Next up is the version. Every plugin has a version. Nobody knows. It's like, oh, this is world edit 12 million. No, it's actually I don't know which role it is. Blah blah blah. But versions are actually to keep up with which how hard you updated it on your computer. So let's type in the version. It sounds like virgin, but version 1.0. Okay, mostly I start when I actually don't have a plugin yet with 0.0.1a. But just let's start for the easy part with 1.0 and save this. Then come the commands, and just everything needs to be need to have small character. I can't even speak today. Small characters, so no capitalized characters. And next up is also we don't need to want to have that space there. Permissions. I'm going to have a more in-depth permissions part in the next plugin slash tutorial, because this doesn't actually need have, because it's the Hello World plugin. So next up, we actually want to create a command. So basically, what you just do is, what command do we want? We want a Hello World command. Easy, right? Every command needs a description, and it doesn't matter if you do like this. It just knows that okay, this comes next to that, this comes after that, I'm done. But it's easier to actually see what you have done, knowing that this is actually, well, actually it is necessary. So then it knows that this is actually a command, and this is this description of the command. Sorry. So hello world command. Unnecessary capitalize. They're done. Permissions are necessary. You can also like define permissions on the command itself. Then these are later on necessary to actually say, okay, I've only got these permissions and these come afterwards, but it doesn't matter that much at the moment. So when we've done that, we actually are pretty done with the plugin.yml, so we can close this. Just don't forget to save this. Okay, next up are the onEnable commands, and these always need to have an add override. It doesn't always be necessary, but it's better and it's faster to use if they have an add override, so the Bukkit knows it's actually overrides the onEnable part of the standard Java plugin extension. So add override, and you see, because this is actually going to have these red things, it says this is actually an enum body, and it needs to have the onEnable or onCommand or onDisable method part to it. So we gotta do public void onEnable, and everything is set to right. So the first part, we need to actually make ourselves a way bit easier to use our own plugin in certain things. So if you have other classes that are actually in other packages, sorry, I've almost forgot the name. Wow, it's Sundays. Sorry, guys. So to use things that are in the main method in the main class, so we can actually like define our public public static main. So basically I just made it easier to get the things used in other classes, but this is actually just like you always start with this. It's easier to use it on constructors, etc. A lot of people use P or plugin or instance, but I always use P because it's smaller, it's faster to type, and when he reads it, he doesn't need to read 6 characters instead of 5 instead of 1. So after that, we need to actually have a logger, and this logger actually eases it up to print stuff in the console. So if you have something like my MC admin or something like that, or just a console on your screen, you can see if your plugin is actually enabled or disabled, who actually starts a command. So let's put this logger in. So public logger log is logger.getLogger. Let's see this one, and we always put Minecraft in. I have no clue why. Still don't have. Like programming my plugins for half a year now, and still don't know why. But this actually defines that it's actually a logger. We don't have to do anything with the variable log. You can actually use it, but it's shorter to do it if you just do get logger dot info and implement the message in here. So this is partly what the onEnable plugin can be used for, but it's also used for part method is actually useful, but on the onEnable is actually also used to create your config, to check if you already have a config, load configs, load events if you have an event listener, event handler, load certain commands, load parts in that you actually need to have, like MCMMO it has, or Fold, or every API that's actually created for Bukkit from other plugins. So before I just do this, is enabled. Because if I do get logger, it actually implements my name of my, which is stated in the Plugin.yml. So it actually puts this like between these square brackets, and puts is enabled after it. If I don't have this space in it, actually just like puts it like this, name, and that's just ugly. Just when we need that space there, I always have the exclamation mark because that's why how I like it. It's like is enabled instead it is enabled. So when we have this, it's actually the easy thing to do. Just the same thing. We need an if you have an onEnable, we actually need an onDisable. So why not create that as well? And because I'm lazy, we just do the same here. Okay, let's create our first command, and this needs an override as well to make it faster. But an onCommand method is a method that actually is a boolean, and it needs some parameters, some variables. So when we create this public boolean stays for a true or false fact. They don't have any else. So 1 or 0. If it's true, then do this. If it's false, then do this. But what Bukkit did, they actually said, okay, if it's true that someone has a command, check which command it is, and then output this. So a onCommand statement actually needs a command sender. So that's like the person that actually types the command. And always do S because it's faster for me. Command C string label and string args. Okay. Just like I explained for last time, you can hover over this and click import, or you can do Control Shift O, or if you're on Apple or Mac, just Apple, Mac, blah blah blah. You do Command Shift O, and it implements them directly. If you're actually having this screen organized imports come up when you actually want to import a command, it depends if you're working on the material command, but mostly if you're just on a command method, it's actually the org.command command. So let's finish this. Because the onCommand method is a boolean, it actually needs a return statement. So it needs to return true or false. Mostly if it doesn't have a command in it, it returns false because it doesn't have anything to do. So you basically type return false, done. Okay, let's cut this up for a second. This is the center of the command. That's basically it. That's the command itself. The label is actually what the command is called. So this is actually like if you do /hello world, the label is called hello world. This string is an array list. This is actually everything that comes after the command label itself. So the easy part is to explain this. If you have a broadcast command, if you do /broadcast, then this is the label. But everything after this, so hello world, this is broadcasted. These are all arguments, aka args. And if you actually want to define every arg, then you need to actually have a for loop, but that's for later. I think it's good. That's going to be the third or fourth plugin that I'm going to teach you. This is the first, so second of all is just going to be target player and player events. So these args are actually args 0, args 1, args 2, args 3, args 4, and that's basically because everything that's behind a command or the label of the command. So let's start with the first command. This command checks if somebody is actually doing a command, so it's true. If it's true, and if the label equals, and it ignores the cases, because that's badass, and you always want to have that. Because if you have cases in it, then you could always have cases in it, but that's just for if you want to have two separate commands with the same name. So it equals ignore case, and we just do hello world without caps because that sucks. And we open this. So if the sender equals player, oh wait, I actually need to implement that first. So we actually need to implement a player, so the sender we know that the sender is a player instead of a console. So it doesn't actually know how to implement that. So we just do player because the player is a player is equals to instant player sender. So now we have said that the player is the sender. What is this? Oh wait, it's S. Sorry. So the player is sender. Done. Now we want to do something that's cool or stupid or anything that's actually when you type /hello world. So the easiest part is wait, I'm going to just change it to P because that's easier. No wait, I can't. It's PL. Okay, PL player. So let's just send a message to yourself or broadcast a message over the full server. Those are two different things. I'm going to explain it in a few. So player.sendMessage is to actually send a message to yourself instead of broadcasting it over the full server. And you can always do this. It's always a nice way of going to if something's false, if you don't have permission for that, you can always send a message to the player saying you don't have permission for this or the usage is or anything like that. But let's just say we want to say hello world to ourselves when we type in /hello world. Basically what we've done, it's actually the first command plugin is already done, but we just need to have a return statement because it's still a boolean. And now because we have done this, and it actually it returns true because the command just hit itself to a 3. Okay, we've done this. We've done the Plugin.yml. Wait, I've still have it there. We've said, okay, we have a hello world command, and we actually defined it here, the hello world command. We can actually export this now. So if we do this, I also just refresh for just to be sure. We go to File, we go to Export, and we click on Java and click on jar file. Then we go to Next, and we see that test Vyxis project is marked. You don't want any of these marked as well, else it actually compiles the jar with these two. But we actually need to have these all marked because we need this class path and projects for Eclipse itself, so it actually needs to outweigh, and we can give it a name here. So I can actually just give it test Vyxis project, and we just, if you have done this, nothing else is necessary, just hit finish, and just be sure that you know the directory that you actually have. Now it's actually pretty useful to have a Bukkit server to actually test your plugin on, and I actually have that. So this is the latest version, and let's see, I'm going to my developments, Java, finish jars, and it actually is here. So let's delete this one to just overcompensate and put this in. When I've done that, I hope I actually typed this perfect. I think it's perfect. Meetup thinks it's a TVP. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, sorry. Oh, what I'm doing? Oh yeah, here. Okay. So let's run my Bukkit server. And if I'm alright, then oh, that's wrong. See, I already done something wrong. So let's trace this. Gonna load invalid description exception. Okay, what's wrong? What's wrong on invalid plugin.yml? Oh, it's beforehand because I think I did a tab instead of a space. I just do this, restart, close this because I haven't rendered anything yet. Let's see. Let's refresh again. It's saved. Yes, it's saved. Export. Jar. Next. Next. Finish. Wait. I didn't click yes. Yes, it already exists. I don't care. Click it. Copy. Plugins folder. Paste. Yes. Copy and replace. Bukkit. Run that. And let's hope it's fixed. And it's fixed. See? It actually said it's loading my test Vyxis version 1.0. And after that it says preparing world, blah, 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 development build, and here it comes enabling test Vyxis 1. After that comes bam, it says enabled, and as I see, I don't actually need to space this because I'm new to the get logger because I always use log.info and it actually needs to have the full thing, and it doesn't matter now. So I actually just can delete the space, but it doesn't matter. So if we go to our Minecraft and log in to our own server, and if you have your own server on your own desktop, then I'm going to explain how to get in there. And if you already know that, then it doesn't matter. You don't have to actually input your own, like go to command, go ipconfig, and just hit in your own IP. No, it's way different. You have your local host. Everything you have on your server is hosted on your local host. And it's easiest way to actually do localhost IP is always 127.0.0.1 or .200 from 1 to 254. No, 53 because 54 is the last number. No, that's 56. This 55 is the last number of your subnet. No, that's subnet mask. Never mind. I'm not going to teach IT. So let's join a server and let's check if we're actually done. Just to be sure, opt yourself because it could be that you don't have you don't have permission thing for this. So opt xd, that's my in-game name. I actually need to buy a new thing that's called Vyxis. So let's see. Okay, I just got opt. Let's toggle downfall just for a second, and let's see the hello world command that we created. And it works. We actually got the hello world command over here, and that's how beast you are. And thanks for watching. I hope you learned a bit. And next time I'm actually going to think about what we're actually going to do. I think it's going to be the thing I just said. Basically, player to target player communication or anything that's having event in it. Not certain events just yet because we don't want to have event handlers because these are pretty hard to work yet. But that will be into the future. So I hope you liked it. Click like, subscribe, or any comments. Just comment what you don't understand, and I will explain it to you in text-wise. If that's hard, I will actually PM you with my Skype, and I will actually just voice chat you to actually just explain you to. Because that's the kind of guy I am. So thanks for watching, and I hope you liked it.